Hi everybody, and welcome to I Like Cruise Ships, the YouTube channel, and welcome to Traveling with Russell. We're here in Grand Turk today, Turks and Caicos, and I thought I'd do a little video just here in the cruise terminal, but it's going to be the area of the cruise terminal when you walk right, when you get off the ship. So, come with me. I hope this video is informative. We're going to walk right off the ship, and we're going to check out what there is to do, what there isn't to do, and we're going to just have a look around and see if it's worth getting off and walking right from the cruise ship. Okay, let's go. So we're going to use the duty-free shop as a landmark of where we're going to walk. So basically, if you've got off the ship, you're already here, of course. You're watching the video. Didn't know how to start this video, but once you get off and come off the pier and walk through the shop, you're obviously going to walk right. Okay, so this is the area walking to the right of the ship from the cruise center. Now, the one thing that I always notice when I get off here is this guy playing loud music. And he plays in this kind of like a hut. And the music or the songs just echo from there. So it ends up being quite loud. So when you walk off to the right, there is a few shops here as well. One of them is Diamonds International, and what we'll do is we'll walk around the back. And one thing to note, there is a door here to get into the shops, but it's not the entrance. And so many people try that door to get back on the ship thinking it's faster. Now, one little secret here in Grand Turk, when you walk right off the ship, is that the back of the Diamonds International store right here. It's a nice shaded area right here. Now, this is not probably exciting, but if you stand right here by these windows, you'll be able to get free Wi-Fi. Now, basically, if you've just put your Wi-Fi on and have a look at the networks, you'll see Diamonds International has a signal. And basically, you log into Diamonds International's Wi-Fi, and you go through a basic sign-in or login, and you'll be on free Wi-Fi just by standing 10 steps from where I'm standing right now. So here we are looking to the right of the ship. So of course you can see the pier right ahead, you can see the ship in port, and there's a few people here. It's not overly crowded. A lot of people kind of walk off and then kind of have a look around, and then most people end up going left off the ship. So I'm hopefully not confusing anybody. Now, the actual sand is basically a white sand, and it's a kind of powdery sand, but it has got quite a lot of rocks on the beach. There's a little bit of a drop-off right here. What a view of the ship though, huh? How cool is that? And there is beach chairs which are all free. All the beach chairs are free. And there is clamshells as well. So, now pretty much if you sat right here, you can catch that free Wi-Fi you're about 20 meters away from the building, so maybe try it if you're going to sit here and see if you can get the free Wi-Fi. So you'll see here it is a little bit rocky. Now a lot of people ask, do I need water shoes for Grand Turk? And my answer would kind of be yes, because I don't like walking barefoot and then standing in a small stone or rock, and then also getting into the water, there's a little bit of rocks and here and there. So if you're going to take a swim. Alright, let's head back on up. So if you have seen any of my other videos on Grand Turk, you'll know that John Glenn has an outdoor exhibit here called Splashdown. Now, it's not his exhibit. It's basically celebrating space exploration. Oh. And all things about particular space shuttles that went into space, and the capsules landed off the beach of Grand Turk. And NASA had a small research station here, and they discovered that this was kind of the ideal recovery point for their capsules. Now, it's gone a little bit cloudy now, but we're just going to actually walk through this. We're not really going to stop. There is another video you can check out in the playlist of the Splashdown. It's kind of neat. You can spend a few minutes here, probably spend about 15 minutes here, just looking over all the signs, reading some of the information. You'll see here, this is actually the one sign where it's got the capsule there in the water in Grand Turk, and him being basically rescued, and then on his boat trip back to Florida. So there is a concreted path as well, so you'll see where I'm walking now. It's a little bit easier to walk to the right of the cruise ship. So this video, guys, just to point out again, it's not maybe informational if you're planning to go to Jack Shack, if you're planning to go to Margaritaville, but if you're planning to get off and walk in the other direction from the crowds, you end up on the right of the cruise ships. So I hope it kind of is a little bit meaningful and has some information in it for you. So there is actually a restaurant over here. Now I just passed the sign with the little basic menu, and it's called the Beached Whale. Now you'll see why in a minute. Now it's an outdoor restaurant. It is actually owned and managed by Margaritaville, and they've got the cooks in the back there, the chefs, and there's a couple of bartenders, and then there's one of the waiters, and they assumably kind of work here on rotation rather than at the main restaurant. There is actually a foot wash here if you just come out of the water, and then we'll basically have a little walk here just to the edge of the pier. We'll get another view back looking at the ship and the beach. Such a beautiful day today. It's a little bit kind of partly cloudy, but it's such a nice view of the ship here. This is where you want to stop for your photo, your selfie. Now this is actually not a dock that you can sort of use yourself because they've got it kind of roped off, but it's actually the shore excursion dock. So if you're going to go on a tour to one of the other islands, maybe you're going to go to see the stingrays, you can go from the dock right here. The boats pull up and go, and it's pretty easy. You'll be able to see now the rocks kind of in the water right about here. There is a little bit of seaweed at the moment as well. It's not that bad, but it is seasonal that they have seaweed, let's say, issues, but it's in all the Caribbean at the same time, so no worries. And then if you look again further down, you're going to see there's quite a few chairs here. So these are all basically free to use. They're not in the best shape. Really, they're not. Some of them are held down by rocks so they don't blow away. But it is a nice spot if you want to be a little bit away from the crowds. It's definitely a bit quieter. There's a few signs here which are kind of cool. Paradise, 0 kilometers. So you don't have to go very far for paradise. Drink in hand, toes in sand. Best day ever. Over whale Ming fun because of the Beached Whale restaurant. And there's a sign here saying restrooms this way and a big old whale, which we'll see in a minute. So this cafe here has lots of seating. So if you want to come and have the lunch right here, you'll see here there's a lot of places that you can sit. And then this is the little sort of bar area where you can sit. So it's a nice spot. I mean, it's a lot quieter than Margaritaville, I'm going to say that. And then some of the menu items will be kind of similar but different. That makes sense, similar but different. And it's nice and shaded too. So if you're going to sit here kind of at the chairs and tables, it's nice and protected. Now, the one thing I'll just point out, and I've just walked around the wrong way. That's handy. Can we get over here without hurting ourselves? Yeah, that's good. Is they have the change rooms right here and toilets. Now, it kind of looks like a military bunker, but I would imagine when they were going to figure out where were they going to put them, this was the only choice they had. So they've actually kind of built a building and then put the sand and rocks and vegetation right over the top of it. So there's not going to be a worry about a line for the toilets. That's right there for you. Now you'll see here all these palm trees. Now all these palm trees are actually not native to the island. They're all imported. And all the palm trees are brought in from Florida. That's kind of why they look a little bit too perfect, if that makes sense. I don't know what they're ever going to do with this area back here. It's not sort of really a natural sanded area. It's very grainy sand and very rocky. I'm not sure if they're ever going to build it out more or do more things. But now this is the reason the restaurant's called the Beached Whale. This has been here for quite a few years. This is actually a large kind of outdoor exhibit to a beached whale. Now, part of the reason this is here is seasonally right off the coast you can actually do whale watching. And if you literally just look out to the sea, you may from time to time see whales right here off the coast of Grand Turk. Now, it really does, you have to be very patient, but you will get to see whales from time to time. If you're ever living here for more than a day, I mean, I was actually living here for about a year, the locals know when to go looking for them, and you can actually go on kind of excursions where you can actually go whale watching, and that's the whole reason this whale is right here. So basically from this spot we can see whales just off the coast. So it's just have to be super patient. Alright, we'll walk a little bit further down. So the sand is a little bit less rocky right here, and it's a little bit easier to walk on. And then there's still plenty of beach chairs around, and there's a few clamshells. So these are all part of the facility, so these are not an additional charge, contrary to what anybody tells you. There is actually another video in the playlist that I've made about which beach chairs are free, so definitely check that out if you are wanting to sort of know about which beach chairs are free, which ones aren't. So you'll see a little bit of seaweed here. This is this sargasso, which is seasonally in the Caribbean. I was in Cozumel, Mexico a couple of weeks ago, and they had the same problem down there. Now, you can keep walking. Now, we're not going to go much further past where we are here, but there is a sign that says once you leave the cruise terminal area, participate in excursions or activities at your own risk, because basically this is the end of where the cruise terminal is constructed till. There's no fences or anything that it's just basically an invisible line that you would cross, and it's all up to you. Now, the one thing that's a little bit different here is there is actually jet ski rentals from some locals, and they're not allowed in the cruise terminal area whatsoever, and anybody will tell you that who lives here. But the minute you're on that other side of the invisible line, jet skis can be used. So if your thing was to get off in Grand Turk and go rent a jet ski, come to the right. Now, for me, this is kind of the spot here if you want to get these photos of the ship as well. You'll see a girl sitting on a rock up ahead, and it's really, we'll go around this way. It's a really great, for me, like beautiful spot for a selfie and a photo of the ship at the same time. Everybody kind of clambers off the ship and wants a photo right on the pier there, and you can walk no more than 2 or 3 minutes and you end up with this rock that almost looks like it was meant to be there, and the background of the ship as well. But yeah, we'll see again the beached whale right here, and they're trying to grow the vegetation. There's a lot of problems with erosion here, especially when they have some sort of hurricane weather that comes in and basically slowly washes the beach away. Slowly. There's a few people swimming, quite a few people with snorkels as well. That's always a popular thing to do. And yeah, it's very rugged on this side. So, I mean, look, if you come from somewhere inland and from nowhere near beaches, and you turn up here, this is paradise. And I totally agree with anybody that tells me that as well. Even if you're wanting that perfect beach day, and you want no rocks, you want calm seas, you want blue water, you want fish swimming by you. Well, so maybe not today, but you're going to get a few of the best things to do. And I hope the video is not too shaky. I'm walking on this sand quite a fair bit here. And you'll see somebody taking a photo. Oh, they just put their camera down. I was going to say they were just taking a photo with all their family together with the beach and the ship in the background. So we're going to just walk up now and have a look around these few shops here. And I do hope this is a helpful walk around for you of the right-hand side of the cruise terminal in Grand Turk. It's definitely a nice quiet spot. I mean, there is a lot of people that I always notice that have come here so many times. And a lot of people sort of know where they want to go when they get off. They know what to do. See a nice view again. Wow. Every sort of little spot here. Now, if you come down a little bit further, you get these trees. And you get a great view of the ship right there. We're the only ship in town today, so to speak. So no problems if you want to get a nice photo. Now, one of the things too is to get the photos in the morning when you get off, not on the way back, because as the sun comes over in the afternoon, your photo is not as nice because of the way the shading happens for the ship, if that makes sense. All right, we'll walk through the splashdown. Hopefully this guy's not playing loud music, because it always kind of gets in the background. There's nobody over here. There's a couple of people who've walked over and found Splashdown. A lot of people who will come here the first time will just wander around and find a lot of this by accident, let's say. There isn't really any information ahead about this area and what to see. But for me, this is John Glenn right here. There he is. And this is his little rocket. Now this is actually a replica. There's actually two of them on the island. There's one right here, and then there's one actually at the airport as you enter the airport area where you turn off the street. That's the only other one where you'll just basically drive past it. And the actual main one is in the Smithsonian Institute, the actual capsule. So there's a few more shots of him right here. And basically the process of the recovery of the parts from the rocket, I guess. I'm not getting technical. So Grand Turk Splashdown right there. So again, there is a video about the Splashdown and how to get there. And there's a little gift shop right here too with Splashdown souvenirs. And if you want to get yourself a t-shirt or something to commemorate the kind of exhibit. So there is a couple of shops here. We're not going to see all the shops in the terminal. We're just going to see the ones on the right of that entrance from the duty free. So these are kind of very general souvenir shops. This is Caribbean Outposts. See here, they've got a lot of sailboats here, like really a lot. And these have got general souvenirs, t-shirts, keychains, coffee mugs, beach kind of related stuff. And then this is Ron John surf shop right here on the left. Just have put our little head in here. So if you're needing shorts, t-shirts, swimsuits, anything like that, and anything Ron John related, they have it right here. If you don't have sunglasses, hats, flip-flops, sunscreen, that would be your shop right there. Now this is the still Caribbean Outpost. Now this second level up here is actually the offices for Carnival. And being that Carnival built and own and operate the terminal. Oh, let me come in here very quickly. That's their offices upstairs. This is a very big gift shop here. And you'll see everything. Lots of knickknacks and tchotchkes. There's some postcards, stickers, kind of anything you'd ever want with the word Grand Turk on it. It's in here. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you one of the secrets of this gift shop around the corner here. Now, if you're on this Eastern Caribbean itinerary and you've done a stop that goes to Grand Cayman, this is the only place you'll be able to buy rum cakes on the Eastern Caribbean. So you'll be able to get exactly the rum cakes that you'd get in Grand Cayman, but here in Grand Turk. Now, this is kind of a bit of a secret that not too many people know about.
15 years.
They've been selling 15 years. Now, what happens if the cruise terminal is 13 years old?
Yeah, 13 years old. But there's another location. They sell this since last 20 years.
In Grand Turk.
The very first day of the company, they opened the rum cake.
Wow, there you go. Because everybody asks about Grand Cayman rum cakes. And on the ship that we're on right now, we don't sell them. We're the only ship in the fleet that doesn't have them. And people ask, where can I buy the rum cakes? And Caribbean Outpost. This is one of the secrets of Grand Turk for you. So there you go. How cool is that? See you later.
I don't know why I'm not.
Now, the only thing that I'll point out in here is because they don't get ships every day, morning and night, it has a bit of a foosty smell from the air conditioning because they don't run it when there's no ships here. So it has a bit of a funny smell from the air conditioning. So that was kind of cool. The guy was saying there that he was here since the very beginning, going back up to 20 years. So there's a second Diamond International right here. Now we're going to walk right past this guy, so we'll get a bit of music. And then this is the only other food or drink location on the island. And this is called Fruits. Now, the other thing with Fruits is it has Wi-Fi, but it's not amazing, but it is working. So you can buy smoothies and sodas and cold drinks. Now, other than Margaritaville, this is the only other place to get food or drinks. And then, of course, the beach whale that we saw. So this has the second and only franchise for food and drinks on the island in the cruise terminal. So let's walk past and get back to our starting point. You'll see here they put their name on the back of the chairs so that people aren't borrowing them and moving them. All right.
Now shake, 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 shake. Go down, down, down.
So there is another lot of toilets here as well. This is the men's toilets, and the ladies are on the other side. And wow, it's a little bit loud, that music. It really does echo. There's another Island Outfitters right here. And there's a silver shop. There we go, you see silver. Lots of silver. And then there's another jewelry store. Oh, Mark Henry. There we go, one of the main fine jewelry stores on the island. So, all right. And then if we spin around, we're going to see these little huts, which are the shore excursion booths. And we're back at our start and finish point. Now, just before the guy starts playing music again, I'm just going to add the last little bit. If you haven't subscribed to I Like Cruise Ships, the YouTube channel, click that subscribe button, maybe with your mouse, not your finger, unless you've got touchscreen. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to write a comment at the bottom, maybe something I didn't say, something I did, something I missed out on, point that out in the video. Thanks for watching again, everybody, and catch you later from Grand Turk. Bye!